have to, well, yes, Danielle. So here we go. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Danielle, the co-host of the Connect Over Coffee. Today we're switching it up a little bit. We're doing things a little bit different in person. We're connecting with BSP on the sponsorship committee side. BSP DC is the Black Sports Professional in the DC chapter here. So I'm going to turn it over to Mikhail, who is the president of BSP DC, just to introduce the crew here.
Yeah, so to the right of me we have Justin Cotton, Antoine Burrell, and Austin Griffin.
All right, guys. Glad to have you guys here with me today. So before we get started, we're just going to do a little quick little intro called foul or no foul. So if you agree with the statement I'm going to make, no foul. If you disagree with it, it's a foul. You call flagrant foul, throw the flags out, technical, whatever you have. So we'll get started. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go. First statement. The Lakers are now championship contenders with the addition of Pat Beverly.
Foul.
Oh man, foul across the board.
I like Patrick Beverly, but he's not a needle mover in my opinion.
Ooh. I don't know. I was going to say no.
Brings the energy.
I think the energy is what they need.
I think they're missing one more important person that can score and also
For sure.
Yeah.
need a couple pieces.
That's true. All right.
Father time in help anyway.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
true.
So piggyback off of that, who is the missing piece in your opinion? Austin.
Oh, see, that's a hard one. I think more of I think more of possibly point guard. I like the Kyrie possible.
Yeah.
Kyrie and LeBron duo always gonna do it for me. Point guard, maybe a shooting guard, someone else who LeBron can kick it to. You know, he's a little older now.
That's true.
I always like LeBron with the last shot, but I think one person can kick it to and knock it down.
He needs a Robert Ory.
LeBron needs a Robin. Yeah. Exactly. So.
All right. Second statement. Kanye West Yeezys will, the collection that is, will indeed jump over Jumpman in the AJ1 collection.
Ooh, that's hard.
I'm gonna say foul. I'm gonna say foul.
That's a good question though, but I'm gonna say foul for sure. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
I'm starting to get in that repetition of re-releasing the shoes. The 350s are starting to re-release as we see the colorways are changing.
You know how trends move too. And
Yeah.
Sometimes certain shoes can be trendy, you know, but J's, man.
Staple.
Like J's.
I was gonna say
timeless.
staple.
Yeah, timeless.
Staple. You can wear it with your tuxes that you guys put out.
Kanye never dropped 60 points with the fluke.
That's what I'm saying.
But you did drop the mic on the stage, y'all.
You guys know some other things.
Definitely has.
And then final question. Kevin Durant is the most misunderstood NBA player currently.
Oh, foul.
Facts.
So no foul. We got a no foul.
No foul. I mean, there are a lot of misunderstood brothers.
Kyrie.
I was gonna say Kyrie is.
I think
I don't know. I think we know where Kyrie stands. He articulates it. He knows we know where Kyrie is. Kevin Durant, I feel like sometimes he keeps it on his chest and like he leaves it there and lets you guys kind of interpret what he's doing. That can lead to misunderstandings sometimes.
I totally agree with
Yeah,
that.
I agree too.
Yeah.
But that's what gives him his competitive edge as well, I think, too.
Yeah.
It's the slightest edge. Right.
So for you guys who call it a foul, besides Kyrie, who is the most misunderstood player then?
Well, he said besides Kyrie. I was definitely gonna say
That's
I
not
was
Kyrie.
going with Kyrie.
You're still rocking with Kyrie?
Yeah, in my opinion.
So that duo is just the most misunderstood.
Definitely. That's why they're together.
Should be an exciting season though. Thankfully they're both together. We get to finally see them play together. I'm excited. I'm going to get tickets one day.
Oh, nice.
You know, hopefully. Those prices don't jump up too much. We'll see. All right, but here, let's connect a little bit further here. One of the things I always kind of like to lead off is, like, what is sponsorship? What is the main objective when we come talk about sponsorship, especially from a BSP, DC level in that nonprofit space?
Wow.
Okay, I'll leave it off from you
Well,
first.
yeah, I think that's a great question, Danielle. I think for me, sponsorships is partnering with other organizations and companies that achieve a common goal, which is making an impact for me. And I think that's what BSP, that's what our goal is to create partnerships with organizations in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area that's focused on driving diversity, equity, and inclusion in the sports and entertainment industry, advancing minorities in the sports and entertainment industry. And how do you do that? You partner to achieve that common goal. I think for me, that's what it means, and what the focus of BSP is.
Yeah, okay. And then Antoine, since BSP is a nonprofit, how does that approach change from you probably working for an NBA team or whatever when you're going out to create those different types of sponsorship?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the approach is different because as a nonprofit, you aren't doing anything just to drive your bottom line. As opposed to if it's a business to business type of partnership, we're both trying to increase our revenue or increase something from those type of partnerships. But from a nonprofit standpoint, I think those partnerships are opportunities for companies and businesses to kind of put their money where their mouth is. Like we've seen in society, especially over the last couple of years, that everybody's putting up or changing their profile picture or something for this cause or that cause. Everybody's putting out insert cookie cutter statement here for national tragedy there. But partnerships with nonprofits and companies are a way to show that you're actually doing something to make a difference or doing something, putting an actionable item behind a press release, in my opinion.
Yeah, and just to kind of cap off that cookie cutter statement, Austin, when you see certain clients, we're never going to mention names here, so you're good. When you see them throw in that cookie cutter statement, do you feel that's an opportunity? Okay, we can get partnered with them because they are having that blanket statement of we agree with, we disagree with that. Do you feel like that's an opportunity to catapult off a potential sponsorship?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think anytime that anyone puts it out there that maybe they're willing and they do back something, that's a great time for us to partner up and make something happen there. Because kind of like how Antoine said, it's a moment of well, put your money where your mouth is. If you say you back it, then let's really make something happen and leverage both companies.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. Yeah. Justin, any thoughts on that?
Couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
In all honesty, said it any better.
For sure, definitely. I think it's important, from what we're doing with minorities and bringing that up, and just the clientele that we're the ones spending the money, right? We're the ones going into these stores and spending our discretionary income. That they are putting their money where their mouth is, as all of you guys have said, to really show, hey, yes, you guys are spending your money with us. We do care, even if it is just a cookie cutter statement. But like you all said, that's the perfect time to capitalize on it. And I think we are seeing that trend where a lot of industries and even a lot of sports teams as well, because that's a big part of it. Correct me if I'm wrong. The partnerships that you all are doing is with these sports teams and giving that example of sponsorship and partnerships together. So I definitely agree with what you guys are saying there in that statement. But one of the things when I think about BSPDC, the nonprofit, coming from a little bit of a sponsorship world myself, tad bit, not too much. I always think about it in categories okay, we need an events-based partnership, we need a team partnership, we need a food category partnership. Talk to me, Mikhail, what about some partnerships that you guys are currently working on in different category spaces there?
Well, you actually mentioned one of them. It was a juice company and a food company, actually, where we were working on a particular event and we were looking to find vendors for those particular spaces in the food and beverage category. So it was looking at the small businesses, primarily Black businesses, but small businesses in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area that we could essentially partner with that would, want to essentially grassroots market their business, but then also to make an impact in the community by supporting something that we're doing. So that's an example of something that we've done as far as working with a potential sponsor in this space.
Antoine, if you don't mind, walk me through that pitch. What does that look like for you guys? Putting you on the spot there a little bit.
Okay, so I guess I'll use Mikhail's example. So an event that we're looking for, a sponsor for, if there's a local Black business that's a juice bar. So I would probably, go to them and approach them and, introduce myself. I probably bring the team with me, honestly. It's usually just more impactful to show. To show we are an organization. I think especially in a nonprofit space, and in a position like BSP where we're still growing. So people need to know who BSP is and know that it's not just a small little conglomerate. It's not just us four here at this table. It is a full organization. And so I would, schedule that meeting or that call, with the owner to explain who we are, what we're trying to do in the community opportunity as far as making an impact amongst Black sports professionals in the DC area, and create that synergy and that opportunity for us to all kind of grow together. And in that same conversation, it showed that opportunity to the business owner for them, the opportunity for them to be a part of something that is growing in this area. As a Black business owner, if this is the one I'm targeting, then I'm trying to create that synergy between what we're doing and their business goals and values to get them in front of more people. Because that's something that we can offer them. Like we had that conversation earlier about the nonprofit conversation is different than a for-profit partnership. So where things that we provide are the opportunities to be in front of a more diverse network. If they're looking to hire people, if they're looking to grow their business, if they're looking to expand in different markets or anything of that nature by partnering with a BSP event and providing their services and getting that exposure, they may meet someone there. All of us work in different spaces and different lanes, so they may meet someone there that can help further either their business goals or also just kind of expand their network or market. Maybe they have been trying to get into another team to be a concession vendor, but someone in BSP might work for that team, so maybe they can facilitate that conversation. And so those are the opportunities that I would present to them to try to walk through and secure that partnership.
Yeah, I like what you brought up there, especially with that networking. Someone might be working for that team that they're trying to get in touch with. I think that is the power, one of the biggest powers that you all offer, is being able to connect them with somebody who works with this team, who works with that entity there, and even make that connection even further than what you guys are offering for a particular event in a bigger space, realistically. But one of the things I wanted to throw at you, Justin, is Antoine mentioned, he said, synergy is very important. You guys just don't want to go after one particular client just because they offer this. So when you talk about synergy and looking for those partners, what are some key attributes that you're looking for?
Most definitely. I think Michael touched on it.
Yeah.
With us being BSP, we of course want to support local Black businesses, because it's important to combine our demographics and to grow one another. But besides that, we really look for brands that just align with what we practice, what we preach. I feel like that's the key in any partnership. Being able to amplify what the benefits are and how each side is going to be get everything out of the partnership. And so really just finding brands that align with our vision, and which is ultimately impacting our community.
Yeah, no, great.
And just piggybacking off of that, just to the point of both Antoine and Justin, we built out programs and events and started initiatives to advance our mission, which is driving diversity and inclusion in sports.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, for companies or brands or small businesses who want to align or get involved with the different programs that we have an internship program, we have a mentorship program, we have a financial literacy workshop that we do, we have NIL webinars, we're doing a sports management seminar with several different HBCUs in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. But I say that to say is that the reach that we're tapping into and the network that we're tapping into are these college students and young professionals and professionals, to that point, there are companies who see that as an opportunity to essentially grow their business in that particular space. You know what I mean?
I do, yes. And I think that's what's great about partnerships and sponsorship.
Exactly.
You guys are able to put whatever you want in the contract, realistically, to make it work. That's probably one of my favorite areas of the business, to be honest with you all. The contracts doesn't look like that contract would be for them, and all of them are different. It's not really cookie cutter. So this organization wants to do that networking opportunity, that internship opportunity. You throw that in there, and that just makes the partnership even richer. So I really love that about what sponsorship does and what you guys are doing there as well. One of the questions I wanted to bring up to you, I'll throw it to you first, Austin, is one of the questions I mentioned with our education committee. And really wanted to bring it up, same question from a sponsorship perspective is, where does the passion stem from? Where, for when you're coming from a nonprofit capacity, volunteering and doing sponsorship, how do you get that drive? How do you get that passion to go out and bring in new business?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I know me personally, I'm one of the newer ones here. Graduated college in 2020, so I'm kind of...
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. I'm newer to the workforce, but my passion for doing this just comes from, me being a newer in the sports marketing world. And I know at times it was hard for me to break in, and me just being able to give that to the next person and allowing them to, a comfortable space to come and see people that look like them. I think that was really big for me coming in. Meeting Antoine, I've known him for a while. Seeing him in spaces that I wanted to get to really drove me to continue to go forward, and I just want to give that back to the next person and be able to grow this in a way where other people can come in. And even if it's not just sports, wherever it be, whatever business we do work with, getting them able to, so people can see, I can be that person who works there. I can be that person who's doing something that I want to be, even though I am, African American, whatever you are. So I think that's my passion for it, just being able to help the next person get to a place where they want to be and be able to see someone who makes them feel like, that can be me,
Yeah.
So.
And interesting enough, I think we all share that dynamic right here, in the sponsorship committee, where, and myself and Justin just knowing each other even before BSP and doing work in the sports space, and then, him seeing the things that we're doing at BSP and getting involved, and then, Antoine and Austin, same thing, and how they came along, and then really where we share a common theme is that we all have a passion for giving back, so that's where is the accountability and the reliability comes in, because they don't mind putting in the work to help further our mission, because they have a passion for it, and that's where the common denominator is between all of us. And that's what makes a organization great, when you have people like that who have one common goal and to help further that mission. So, and we're actually missing one more person too. We do have diversity on our team. It's not just all guys. We do have a young lady on our team, Deja Stallings. She's with the Washington Commanders.
Oh, nice, love it.
Yeah.
Shout out Deja.
Yes.
We would love to have you to just break up that dynamic here. We'll catch you next time. But when we talk about passion, when we talk about the wanting to give back, because when you think about sponsorship, it's so competitive. You guys have to have that competitive drive, that competitive nature, but to also have that element of compassion, wanting to give back to the community. I think that's very important. And Justin, if you can just elaborate on that and how that means to you and what that means to you.
Most definitely. To me, it's all about creating opportunity. And it's not necessarily for me. It's for, the more connections I create, the more I can offer to, individuals I'm trying to help, or, just anyone in that sense. So I feel like that's at the core. And, partnerships and sponsorships, I feel like it's so beautiful because, you connect so many different people in so many different lanes, and, you're able to create something, much greater and affect and touch that many more people. So that's where it really lies for me.
What about you, Antoine?
I think for me, it's just kind of that compassion comes from, it was hard enough to get here when nobody telling you how to do it. And like when you find people that also did it too, like, we're all kind of struggling, trying to figure out, like, because like working in sports is one of those, like, everybody assumes you're going to be an agent, a GM, or player, and so like when you're on the other side of it, like, once I feel like when all four of us like kind of getting to where we are in our professional careers, like we look back and like how the things we had to do, like all the emails and phone calls and interviews and all of that stuff just to break in for your first, because once you got in, it was a little bit easier because you start learning as you go. But like I think the compassion comes from, now that we're here, we kind of look back, because we also are trying to aim higher and go further in our careers, but now it's time like, okay, like I wish somebody could have told me some of this stuff, and so now it's the opportunity to like do that for someone else. Like, I know this would have helped me back in the day, but it's too late for me now because, I'm not 22 no more. But, I can help you on the way, like to kind of maybe speed up the process or maybe kind of help navigate the space. And I think that's where the compassion comes in. And I think when you have that kind of compassion combined with competitiveness, because like you just don't want to lose, like, you know what I mean? Like sponsorship and sales and all of that is in that same space where like everybody sees the numbers and stuff like that. Nobody wants to be on the bottom. So like you combine something you care about with trying to win at the same time, and I think it's like a perfect storm.
No, definitely. And I think that goes right into our next question here, which is the shit I wish I knew. So that's the one piece of advice you wish you could tell your younger self or someone just getting started in this sports and entertainment industry there. So I'll throw it right back to you, Antoine.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff I wish I knew. One of the biggest things, though, I wish I knew would be that, and this sounds kind of crazy, but I think you have to learn the game before you can try to play it yourself. Because like people, I think like jump in and like think they know everything, or like kind of do, or like even like, because I know like I was a victim to it my second job because I thought I knew everything from my first one. And so like just finding like there's always stuff you can improve on and things like that. So like I think if you just take the time to really be a sponge in the beginning, like take every new opportunity and play. I tell everybody play dumb. Like play dumb as long as you can, because that way like you can learn. Like you can learn from people that are going to be judging your work. Like you're learning directly from the people that are evaluating you. And so like learn how they do it, and then from there you can have those opportunities to insert yourself once you've learned the game, because now you know, okay, how can we make it better? But I think that starts from like any level though, like wherever you're at. Like if you take the time to learn and be coachable, then from there, then you can adjust and like offer suggestions because you have the background.
Yeah.
To that point, I was going to say, I mean, I feel you have to learn the game, but also sometimes you have to just take chances. You know, you have to, the best teacher is experience, especially in this business. There is no blueprint, you know, directly on how to get exactly where you want to go to. You have to, you know, just take opportunity when it comes to you and constantly seek out that opportunity as well. I'd say the biggest thing in this industry is perseverance. I know it may sound a little cliche, but doors are going to get closed in your face. Opportunities are going to, you know, it's just like basketball. I look at it. You know, you miss every shot, you don't take it. So, you know, as many shots, put up as many shots you can, you know, they're eventually going to fall.
Yeah.
And you learn from your mistakes, you learn from your past experiences, and you know, just continue to build on those. And, you know, never take no for an answer. And, you know, whether it's, you know, they don't let you in the front door, try the back door. They don't let you in the back door, try the side door. They don't let you in that door, go through the chimney. So, you know, you gotta really just have that, you know, your goal in mind, and willing to do, you know, whatever it takes, you know, without compromising your morals, of course. You know, but to get, you know, where you want to be.
And then also the same question to you.
Yeah, I'm with you, Justin. Honestly, I think kind of going through my journey, I think really getting out of your comfort zone, you know, not being afraid to make that call to someone maybe you don't know, DMing someone on LinkedIn, you know, just going the extra mile to try to get to where you want to get.
Yeah.
And I think really using your network. I know that's probably another cliche because we all have LinkedIn now or connect with all these people, but really using the people that are in your network and talking to them, following up with them. I know that's probably the biggest cliche. Yeah, but following up probably got me where I'm at, and just, you know, staying connected to as many people as I could. And when the time came, like you said, Justin, you taking a risk, just going wherever you need to go, networking events, seminars, you know, wherever you need to go to get in the rooms with the people you need to be with.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you know, really making sure you're connected with them. And, you know, as much as you can, you build that relationship. Since we're all in sponsorships, we know how that is, building relationships. And I would say that's my biggest advice for it.
I feel like you hit on an important point there. It's activating your network. We all have 500 plus people on LinkedIn, but do we talk to the majority of people? No, you know. So activating your network, staying active, I feel like that's really important. That's a key thing right there, Austin, for sure. But finally, to reach our last question here, what can we expect next from the sponsorship committee? I'll throw that question to you, Mikhail.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So yeah, you can expect some major partnerships coming with the sports teams in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. We recently partnered with the Baltimore Orioles to participate in their their first ever HBCU night. So we're excited about that. We have a few things in the pipeline with DC United and other sports teams in the DMV, but we're excited to build on those partnerships. Same thing with some of the colleges in the DMV as well.
Awesome. Is that why you wore the Orioles shirt today? Just to showcase
So I mean, it's kind of always my go-to thing.
Well, definitely want to thank you all for connecting with me today. I can't wait to see what you guys are doing next. I did see the Orioles post there, so I hopefully will be in attendance. And then thank you all for tuning in. If you want to get involved with the sponsorship committee and BSP DC, make sure to give them a follow on their social pages or email them at the bottom of the screen here. And of course, don't forget to follow the Connect on IG, LinkedIn, to engage with more minorities in the sports and entertainment industry. Let's connect soon, guys.
Thanks.